In 1992, a little-known band made up exclusively of CERN employees was about to make internet history.
I define them as the most famous unknown band. In another context, the CERNettes could have been as famous as ABBA.
But this all-female singing group weren't about to get the recognition for the music itself because, unbeknownst to them, they were about to herald the web changing from a platform for serious scientists to the chaotic viral world of everything from memes to the social networking apps we have today. This is the story of the internet's first social image. CERN is the world's most famous scientific research centre, home to the Large Hadron Collider. But even work-obsessed physicists need to let off steam now and then, and that's exactly how the band sparked into life.
In 1989, I was looking for a stage for my band, and I said, oh, CERN is the perfect place. And so this is how I created the CERN Hardronic Festival.
With Silvano writing the songs, Michel and three friends took to the stage as Les Horribles Cernettes, adorned in 60s-style doo-wop clothing, and they soon had their first hit.
I had a friend who wanted to write a song for a boyfriend who was never with her, was always on shift babysitting the Collider. And so I wrote the song called Collider. And Collider was the first hit song because every single physicist at CERN had the same problem.
It was definitely a parody to make people laugh about physics and love in a fun way.
The band became a regular fixture at the CERN Hardronic Festival. Now, quite what all this has to do with internet history is a question you may fairly be starting to wonder. Well, Silvano's colleague at CERN, in the very next office, was one Tim Berners-Lee, later to become Sir Tim, inventor of the World Wide Web. And at that point, their two separate needs would serendipitously collide.
We were in our changing rooms, we just got ready. Silvano says, we're almost ready to go on stage, but before you go on stage, strike a pose, and that's how the photo came to be. In fact, the real picture had a load of clothes and makeup strewn all over the place.
So I spent about a week cleaning up all the rubbish, the junk behind them, because I wanted to use this as the picture for the first CD. So I was working on my Mac in Photoshop, which at the time was extremely rudimentary, and this is how the picture was on my screen when Tim Berners-Lee walked in my office and asked me to put this on the web, which at the time was really in its infancy.
Sir Tim's need for content in 1992 signalled the moment that the World Wide Web was about to become an entirely different beast.
The early web was absolutely 100% dedicated to physics. At the time, there were no social media. So social meant not physics, not mainstream. Then it evolved because suddenly a lot of people felt the need of posting also the hobbies. And so that's how the picture ended up on the web.
But the significance of this first social GIF didn't exactly resonate with anyone involved at the time.
We were much happier when we saw our picture appearing on the CERN internal bulletin than having it on the web that nobody used.
No one used it. No one knew what that was outside of CERN, so it didn't mean anything to anybody.
It would actually take a whole decade for Michel and Silvano to catch wind of their fame.
I had absolutely no idea that the photo was famous in any way.
They've since retired from CERN and now live in Mauritius, while the other band members are scattered around the world. Although the Cernettes are not done yet, still making music and occasionally reuniting at the Hardronic Festival.
Unfortunately, never anybody really takes the time of writing about our music.
Which is fantastic. Because the songs are actually really funny. They're so tongue-in-cheek, but yet they're very clever as well.
But at least they'll always have their place in niche internet history.
Yeah, I know it's something that will go down in history, and it will always be there.
I could not believe at the last concert we had people that were like, they knew all the lyrics of the songs. This has come partly for the picture, partly from the fact that the physicists really love the songs.